Timothy Ferriss, the author of The 4-Hour Workweek, was quoted to say, "Fun things happen when you earn dollars, spend pesos, and compensate in rupees." And I am literally living that lifestyle. Live in the Dominican Republic, my clients are in Australia, and my team are in India. Living that perfectly. But I did it wrong. And so I want to share with you how living the 4-hour work week has challenged my leadership. Now, like I said, I earn dollars in Australia. I live in the Dominican Republic, so I spend pesos, and my team are in India, and I pay them rupees. But I'm doing it wrong. It costs more than you think. It's not this perfect ideal. Let me explain. Like I said, I'm earning dollars from Australia. Australia dollars are very different from US dollars. I lose 30 to 40% straight away with that exchange rate. So it's not as amazing as that. Also, with the exchange rate, obviously I lose money with the exchange rate, but I also lose money exchanging money. Not only exchanging money, moving money around. And that's what's actually not really mentioned in this, is moving money from Australia to the United States, to the Dominican Republic, to India, like moving it all around. It costs you money at every stop of the go. And sometimes just to get money into my bank account here in the Dominican Republic from Australia, it cost me almost $75 just to do a transfer. And so I think I'm doing it wrong. Also, I live on an island, and things are just more expensive on an island. And I live in a big city as well. I live in the capital city, have to be close with my family. And so it's really expensive here as well. So that ideal of Timothy Ferriss's 4-hour work week is not, I did it wrong. There's a right way to do it. But all that aside, let's just look at the principle of the 4-hour work week and how they talk about earning dollars, spending pesos, and compensating in rupees. Because I think that there's one key that he doesn't talk about in this book. He talks about how you can practically do it, how you can set up your business online and all the little elements, how to use virtual assistants and how to take advantage of all those things. Yes, that's amazing. There's a lot of ways of how to do it. But there's one key that's missing. And the secret to living the 4-hour work week lifestyle is leadership. Because without leadership and effective leadership, you can't live it. Because you have to rely on a team. And not only relying on a team, you're relying on remote team. And teams in different cultures. And teams in a different place. And teams in different time zones. And so the key to doing this lifestyle is making sure you're really good at leadership. So there's 3 main ways in which I believe living the 4-hour work week lifestyle challenges my leadership. The first is communication. Yes, earning dollars because you speak English, spending pesos in a Spanish-speaking country, and compensating in rupees in an Indian culture. So there's so much communication barriers to living and compensating and working and running your business because you're working across so many different, not only cultures, but language barriers as well. And so you have to become really, really, really effective at communicating. And the unfortunate thing for me is I love to talk. I love to just send voice notes and do everything verbally. But what I've found is things can get lost in translation. Even if I get them to repeat back to me, I get a good understanding. So what I do is make sure that I communicate clearly. I slow down because, as you've noticed, sometimes I talk really fast. I slow down. I talk really clearly. I try to not use slang, and I try to speak at a very basic level. Also, whenever I communicate, I always back it up with an email or some form of documentation, put it into our project management software, what we've just spoken about. And there's always written explanation of what I'm wanting, as well as the verbal communication as well. So if you are wanting to challenge your leadership by living the 4-hour workweek lifestyle, or just want to become a better leader, make sure you have very, very effective communication. And so that you're not just communicating in one channel, but you're communicating across multiple channels. The second way in living the 4-hour workweek lifestyle has challenged my leadership is leadership. Well, let me go a little bit deeper. It's management and leadership, right? Because management and leadership are two very different things. And if you're working with a remote team, and actually even if you're working with a local team and a team in your office, you need to, as a leader, understand the difference between management and leadership and be able to do them both. You can't have one without the other. Leadership is really motivating. Leadership is driving people towards an outcome, picking people up. It's really creating that momentum. Management is making sure that things get done properly, right? And so we need both. We need both leadership and management. And if you're in a small organization, you have to wear both hats. Maybe in a larger organization, you can be a leader and you pay someone else to be a manager, or maybe you're a manager and you have someone else who is the leader. Maybe you're a partner in an organization or a business, and one of you is more the leadership person and one of you is more of the management person. It doesn't matter which way it's done, but we just need both roles filled to be successful. Because if I'm just leading my team, just inspiring, this is the project, this is what we're going for, all right, great, call me when it's done, I notice that if I don't have that regular contact, things tend to go missing, right? And things take a little bit longer than they need to be done, and things aren't done properly. And so that's what I find in working this or living this 4-hour workweek lifestyle, is the fact that we need to be really good managers and leaders, not just one or the other. Because we also need to be managers as well as leaders. We can't just be managers, because then we're just taskmasters. Our team do still need leadership. They need mentoring. You need to help them grow and become better people. Otherwise, we're just treating them like animals. I know that's a little bit harsh, but you're just treating them like an oxen that's just plowing the field. Just plow the field, crack, that's it. People are people too, right? And so we need to treat them like people and to lead them and help mentor them as well. We need both balances as leaders of management and leadership. And the third way of how living the 4-hour workweek lifestyle has challenged my leadership is sleep. Yeah, if you're earning dollars, your clients are on one time zone. If you're spending pesos, it means you're living in a different time zone. And if you're compensating in rupees, it means they are in a different time zone too. Yes, count that. That's 3 different time zones. Yes, I operate in 3 different time zones, and it has been one of my biggest challenges to be able to manage my level of sleep, because where we make our biggest mistakes, where we have depression hit us, where we have our lowest level of performance is when we're tired. And so we need to be very, very careful that we as leaders are getting enough sleep. Now, I've been stretching myself way more than I should be. You can probably see it in the bags under my eyes. And I go through seasons where I'm like, oh, that was a couple of weeks of no sleep. I've got to pull it back. And I'm constantly got to keep that in check. As a leader, there's so much pressure on us to be able to do everything we need to do, all the things, managing a team, and then we've got to stay back late in the office and finish up paperwork, and then we've got to do this. And there's so many commitments we have as leaders, but if we don't get enough sleep, we're not performing and we're not leaders. Trust me. The amount of times I've treated my team poorly by being really short with them, being really aggressive with them, not listening to them, not understanding, just barking orders at them because I'm tired. Later on, I'll recognize and I'll go, look, sorry, I've just been really tired. I should have spoken to you like that. You know, we all make mistakes. But if we are tired, we aren't functioning. We're not leading. So let me challenge you as a leader, make sure you're getting enough sleep. It's not a badge of honor for you not to be getting sleep. I know so many people are like, I only got 2 hours sleep last night, or it's been like this much since I've had a decent night's sleep. That's not good. You should be celebrating. The badge of honor should be how little work we're doing. The badge of honor should be how much sleep we're getting and how much time off we're getting. That should be our badge of honor, not this old, I work 22 hours a day. You know, like it's garbage, because you're no good to anyone when you're lacking sleep. So 3 ways in which living the 4-hour workweek lifestyle has challenged my leadership. First of all, communicate. Make sure we have effective communication across multiple channels and we're communicating regularly with our team. Second is make sure that we are doing both management and leadership. Both need to be effective. We need to make sure things are getting done, but make sure we're inspiring and mentoring people to get those things done and keep charging forward. And the third thing is make sure you get sleep. You're no good to anyone without sleep. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed that. Give it a thumbs up if that's helped you or challenged you in your leadership. Put a comment below if you've ever watched or listened to the 4-hour workweek and how it has actually challenged you, if you've tried any of the strategies in there. And hey, if you like this type of content and want to watch more, consider subscribing.